You, of course, are listening to Dollars and Cents, coming to you on a wide array of platforms. And
Lots of them.
Lots of them. And as Chet likes to mention, the 50,000 downloads of our program, a very important number.
And if you want to help me and Zach out, let's get it up to maybe 51,000 by
Something.
the end of the day. That would be wonderful.
If you are enjoying the program and you happen to be joining us on YouTube, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified and all of the things. And maybe even leave a comment say, we want Chet and Zach to do the program again. We loved it. We would thoroughly enjoy that. So on the program today, we are covering all things graduation from two different perspectives, from a parent perspective as well as a graduate themselves. When we were building this program, we thought, what would be a wonderful gift for someone to give their recent grad? And we could not suggest a gift more wonderful than the Dollars and Cents book and the Dollars and Cents companion workbook. So
they're riveting reads, everybody.
Absolutely, just what you want right after you graduate. Some more books to pile through. But if you are interested in a copy of the book or the workbook, give us a call at 407-629-6477, where a live person will answer the phone. Maybe even Chet or myself will answer the phone, take down your information, and get them shipped out to you free of charge.
Free of charge. No purchase required. And these books will help your recent grad kickstart their lives, become wealthy, become financially savvy, all the things that you want out of your child, so that so you don't have to take care of them and they're not in your basement when they're 40. This is what we're trying to help you with here.
That's a goal, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, nowadays with where rent prices is, the bare minimum is coming way down.
It's understandable. So when we left the program, we were talking about the items in which, from the graduate perspective. So let's go on into our next item for the graduate, which is to understand and start retirement savings early. Very important.
Very important. Most jobs nowadays are going to have a 401k or equivalent, depending on the industry that you're in. And I would encourage, I find often when I talk to younger people, they're not super excited because they see, they look at their pay stub and they see the taxes coming out. They're already not happy about that. And they're probably not earning a ton of money right out of college anyways. So the thought of maybe deferring some more income into a retirement plan is maybe not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's very important. We've even had the chart in here before on past shows, but if you look at what the end result looks like if you start at 25 versus 35 versus 45, it's drastic. It's not a couple $1,000s. It's a large percentage more money the earlier you start, even if it's just a small amount, maybe just enough to get the match. Very important. Have that conversation with them and encourage them to enroll in that plan.
Yeah, super important things to think about. And think back to when you were 20. Chet, I can't imagine thinking of retirement savings was particularly high on your to-do list.
I have very different things going on in my life.
From many perspectives, though, we will not fault Chet for that.
I was 20.
One reason would be, you think, I'm 20 years old. Retirement is forever from now. I've got my whole life to work and my whole life to think about this and take care of this. And I won't worry about it right now. I'll take care of it when I'm 30. Well, the problem is a lot of times it turns into I'll take care of it when I'm 30, or I'll take care of it when I'm 40 or even 50. And this life is fast, right? Before you know it, you blink, you will be 60 years old and think,
where's my money?
Where did the time go? What happened? So a hard thing to get through, but an important thing to get through. Think about that early. Encourage your graduate early into their career and into their adult life to take a serious look at this.
Time in the market, not timing the market. That's the age-old adage, and I can tell you just anecdotally the amount of retired clients that we have now that have a lot of money. They started out at $50 a month into an IRA or into their 401k. I mean, it really does make a big difference. It's easy to think at 22 that, what's $50 a month really going to do for me? You'd be surprised how much that'll do for you 40 years from that point. I mean, it's really significant. And yeah, it's, again, just a mental shift. This is all mental shifts that you have to make as you get a little bit older. You got to start thinking about the future. It's really, really hard when you're 20 or 22 to imagine being old, but it will come. You will be old one day. You will have wrinkles. You will not want to work anymore, and it's important to have money that day when you are wrinkly and old.
It is certainly important. I mean, think about the conversations that, you have, that I have, and several others have had around the office here with folks that did just that said, look, I just did what I could, whatever that amount was. As soon as I could, I got my first job and started my career, and it started early, and it made all the difference. We see the difference in the numbers, right? I mean,
it's huge. Yeah, I can think of 5 clients off the top of my head that have multiple millions with us that started off at $50, $100 a month. I mean, it really does make a difference. It's at that point, it's not even so much about investment picking or performance. It's just the time does all the work for you. It really is not rocket science. Just get in as early as you can.
Right. So, okay, let's transition on here. This one is a bit of an elephant, if you will, and this is to make a plan for your student loans and most importantly, stick to that plan.
Student loans of doom. You don't want to be 50, 60 years old, still paying off student loans. And, this is, if we were having a conversation maybe before college, which I have actually done a show on this before with Joel, it's pick a good major that's going to ROI and maybe go to an in-state school. Let's say we're past that, though. Maybe you went to Rollins and you have $300,000 in debt. It doesn't matter. Pay them off. Stick to a plan. Make the plan. Stick to the plan. And really try to get those paid off, because as we know, you can't bankrupt out of those because that bankruptcy usually requires them to take back the assets, and that asset is in your brain. Can't really take that back. So you're stuck with it. So make a plan and pay it off, because it's very easy to get to a point where maybe you defer for a couple of years. Now the minimum payment does not even scratch the surface of the interest, and it just grows and grows and grows into perpetuity. Bad situation to be in.
Maybe a strategy you can use on this would be to have a conversation with your parents about it and say, well, I know you are going to cover some of my bills for the next year, so you're going to cover my groceries and my rent, so that'll free up some of my money. Maybe transition that on over to paying off the student loans.
Right, and little things like, maybe you get a little Christmas bonus, throw it at the student loans. Maybe you, depending on the job, you get a little commission check, throw it at the loans. It's not things that you want to do. Of course, you want to spend the money on fun stuff, but the loans, they really will screw your financial future up if you don't get them out of the way. I mean, it's serious business. Not to, you don't need to be kept up at night. I don't want to scare you. That's not the purpose, but get them out of the way as quickly as you can. I mean, you've seen some pretty gnarly student loan situations. I'm sure I've certainly have as well. Meeting with clients, and what you don't want is to be deep into your later life with these still hanging over your head. Think about it. You want to get a house one day, you want to get a car loan. So, these are all things that can really hurt you.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is certainly an item that can mess with your financial freedom overall.
Just on a cash flow basis. I mean, if you don't get these out of the way and the minimum payment keeps growing and growing and growing, then you're beyond being able to qualify for other loans and things like that. You're just going to have a cash flow problem because so much of your income is going to be going to these loans. So this has been Dollars and Cents with Chet Cowart and Zach Keister. It's our first show together. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about this or you want to sit down and have a conversation, visit us, nelsonfinancialplanning.com, phone number 407-629-6477. Schedule a meeting with me. I'm, awesome. Zach's all right, too. Give us a call, sit down, we'll fix you right up.